doing Philippine folk dance?
I started Filipino folk dance after my first Filipino Culture Night, or PCN, at Skyline College. That was the spring of 2008. I was asked if I wanted to be a part of a dance showcase. It just went off from there.
What is the significance of performing folk dance for you, and what does it mean for you personally?
Significant because it provides another facet to the culture. We as Filipinos, there's so much that can be offered because it's so diverse. It's something that we all can learn and really grow from because we're more in tune with our cultural heritage, but also if you dig deeper, it gives you a deeper sense of understanding of who and what the Filipino are. It gives me more of a chance to really disconnect myself from the rest of the world and be in a different zone, a different space, you know? Dancing gives me an outlet where I can be myself. Folk dance gives me that platform to connect with the person that I am in the inside. That's one of the greatest reasons I kept dancing for so long, is that aspect of balance in my life when I perform.
So did folk dance impact the way you understand your own identity as a Filipino American?
It does. When you really learn about, for instance, the different tribes or ethno-linguistic groups, a lot of it's very communal, and that goes further into how towns and areas of certain cities are formed, and how in turn that when you're growing up you realize that you have so many aunties and uncles. Well, that's because everything in its form is communal, and in food, everything is kind of a one-pot thing, and it's very hearty, it's very to the point, it's to feed everybody. And so when you think about that and apply it to how you grow up, you have a deeper, you really do have a deeper understanding, and you realize that there's reasoning behind all the things we do. And whether that be because of foreign influences or something that's homegrown, a lot of things that you inherit as in behaviors make sense when you learn the culture of your own culture, I guess.
Your gender identity play a role in your artistry?
I identify myself as a transgendered woman, and so I acknowledge the fact that I am born a male, and I know that deep down there's a woman inside, and so I really take advantage of that and apply it to folk dance in the sense that I can perform both as a male and female. It's almost therapeutic, just an escape, I guess. So from 9 to 5, I'm Jonathan. Anytime after that, behind closed doors, whether I'm with my friends, whether I'm at home by myself, with family, I'm somebody else. And so folk dance gives me even a greater balance in being who I am and letting me be who I am inside in public.
Why is dance so important to Asian American and Filipino American culture, and why is it an important outlet for expression?
Dance is an important outlet for expression because it's the dance of your heart. Dance is basically your expression through your body, and even if folk dance is very structured in some of their dances, when you have something that's organic and fluid like Pangalay or Igal, the indigenous dance forms of Sulu and Tawi-Tawi, you can almost get away with expressing who you are through dance. In terms of how folk dance is important to Asian American or Filipino Americans, it's providing you the platform to connect with your cultural heritage. These dances are just not costumes and music and just, counting. You're embodying the character of whatever, time, space, persons. You become the reflection of those who come before you. I think that's a very powerful experience to have, to embody a character that no longer represents you, but the people who came before you. The national artist for dance, Ramona Busan, does say that, you know, as cultural practitioners, it's important that we mirror the culture that we borrow from, you know, undistorted, untouched. And so that puts things into perspective of the importance of folk dance. It's not just you, it's everybody.
As a dancer and as an individual, what was the biggest difficulty you were presented with and how did you overcome that?
Real challenge that I experience on an almost normal basis is when teaching college students, being their resource for their folk dances when putting up the cultural nights. It's just so complicated sometimes, you know. You have people who don't have any experience in dance but want to learn. You have those who have to dance and they don't want to learn. Those kind of things really spices up the dynamics between student and teacher. To solve those kind of issues, you really have to re-examine how you are and reassess what you're doing to teach dance to these individuals. So,
share a little history about your experience in Barangay Dance Company.
I started dancing for Barangay probably around 2009. Barangay is founded by the current artistic director, which is Bonifacio Valera, and supported by Rona Ronquillo, our executive director. Barangay has been around since 1987. They have really taken care of me and my co-dancers in learning as much as possible and really exposing us to as much as possible. I am the dance company's dance assistant. I support my company dancers in improving themselves. I'm probably, I guess you could think of it as the example in the classroom when dancing. My goal is to basically become the dance company's dance master. I help teach when the choreographer is not there. I try to support in any aspect of what the dance company needs.
When you became a folk dancer for Barangay Dance Company specifically, how did that impact your understanding of folk dance or your perspectives of being Filipino American or any opportunities that you were presented with being part of the company?
Barangay really opened a lot of doors for me, whether it was experiencing San Francisco Ethnic Dance Festival, traveling to the Philippines and taking workshops from, you know, a lot of, I feel like, are very prominent entities in folk dance. I learned so many things that in turn make me even more rooted in my culture and helps me understand what I'm dancing and what I'm doing on stage when I get a chance to perform, whether it be male or female roles. These really are just gifts that were given to me. And it makes me excited to see what's in store for me and my co-dancers in the future, and to see what more I can learn from Barangay, basically anybody in folk dance. One of my greatest friends said that ethnic studies saved their lives. Ethnic studies, folk dances really saved my life. It really provided me an outlet to better me, mentally, spiritually, physically. Gave me the outlet to promote what I've learned. The greatest gift that I can do is basically give back what was given to me, and folk dance is definitely one of those things. My prayers, I guess, or hopes is that, you know, when I dance, and when my co-dancers are on stage, someone in the crowd is going to want to learn. It's a way for us to connect. It's a way for us to understand and learn of our cultural heritage, because everything is related. There is such a great tie that just connects everything. That's what folk dance has given me.